towering over the corner of Archer Avenue and Sutphin Boulevard like a beacon, pointing you in the right direction every time for a full 100 years, is the Jamaica Station Building, the Long Island Railroad's corporate headquarters since 1913. So what do you give a very deserving centenarian for their big birthday? Why, a makeover, of course. Over the past year, Warren got reborn, but this was more than just a day at the salon. You see, 100 years in the elements can do something to a building, something not too good, that may not necessarily be visible from street level.
A little tight,
pad on either end.
tight on the head clearance coming here.
Craig Gitlitz has managed the project from the beginning and treated us to an up-close tour of the work while the building was still shrouded in scaffolding. For about 18 months, they worked top to bottom, leaving no stone unturned, unpainted, or unreplaced. It all starts with a new roof, now watertight 100-year-old skylights, and a newly watertight roofing system.
We did the roof, and then what we did is we started working up the interior of the parapet wall. We did 100% pointing on the brick. This weatherproofs the brick so water can't infiltrate anymore. And then up here you also have the coping stone. When we started taking the old coping stone apart, we noticed that it was in really bad condition. So we had these blocks fabricated for us, and we also put a stainless steel flashing underneath the coping stone.
Moving down to the intricate metalwork near the top of the building, undoing a century's worth of nature's wrath wasn't easy.
This is galvanized steel, and it had 100 years of paint on it. So we used needle guns to actually get the lead-based paint off of this galvanized steel here.
The soffit was a total loss and had to be replaced, but much of the building's distinctive metal cornice was able to be salvaged. The parts that weren't were removed and replaced with brand new, perfectly matched metalwork. Now about all that scaffolding. 3 of the sides featured your usual gravity scaffolding system supported by the ground below, but the south side required a different approach.
Here we weren't able to build it from the bottom up because we have an atrium, a glass atrium down below that services the Port Authority elevators. So what we had to do is we had to do a cantilever. This is a cantilevered scaffolding system which hangs off the building.
The building's many terracotta segments were in desperate need of help. Most of the damage was found in the load-bearing lintels above the windows. In 1900, the Pennsylvania Railroad bought a controlling interest in the LIRR, which is why if you look at the building closely, you'll see the old Pensie's signature design, the keystone, everywhere, around the apron of the Sutphin Boulevard canopy and above the second-floor windows, many of which were damaged beyond repair and had to be chipped away. The newly fabricated keystones were made in California and weigh approximately 250 pounds each. Saving the building also meant installing windows that no longer invited in all of the elements. The classic bronze lettering on the Archer Avenue side sparkles once again, as do the cornucopia on either side. The familiar Sutphin Boulevard entry canopy was also brought back to life.
You know, it's interesting when you look at historic photographs of our building, and you can see there really are not many businesses around us 100 years ago, but it's wonderful to see 100 years later that there's a community surrounding us. We're an important part of that community. We want to play our role as being a good neighbor. Keeping our building in a state of good repair is good for us and it's good for the neighborhood. And it's in keeping with the historic nature of the Long Island Railroad. We were chartered in 1834. We have a commitment to our history. Our employees are very proud of that history.
Yes, the building is turning 100, but so is the modern-day LIRR Jamaica Station complex. An original LIRR station, Jamaica's platforms and tracks were raised from ground level due to steady growth in the area. This feat, along with the elimination of 20 local grade crossings, was also completed in 1913. 100 years later, Jamaica still functions as the hub of one of the largest commuter railroads in the world, and the facelift of the headquarters building is part of the railroad's effort to be a good neighbor and to enhance both the greater Jamaica community and the LIRR customer experience.
The customer experience will be better in our building. Not only have we made improvements to the outside, we've made improvements to the inside of the building. Customers will have the opportunity to sit in a new, clean, well-lit area. It's an area for ticketed passengers. The interior has been scrubbed, the floor's been polished, there's new lighting. Jamaica Station will always be an important component of our operation. You know, we have the E train, we have the air train, we have 10 of our 11 branches that go through Jamaica. Our goal when we have Eastside Access service to Grand Central Terminal, will be to reduce the number of scheduled connections at Jamaica. Eastside Access will be transformative for us. Jamaica will be a key part of that as trains move through Jamaica faster, not the Jamaica crawl that we're used to. It's exciting to see our building looking new, spruced up, in good shape. And we want our neighbors to recognize that. We want our customers as they pass through to say, gee, their building looks great. We're looking for our building to be an important part of this neighborhood.